Good morning time, 7:30 a.m. The news headline. If Buhari achieves his land grabbing agenda for Fulani, Nigeria will born Middle Belt president. The news info. As President Muhammadu Buhari announced plan to establish integrated farm estates (IFE) across the 109 senatorial districts across the country, the National President Middle Belt Forum (MBF) Dr. Bitrus Pogu speaks with Isaac Shobayo on the policy and position of the MBF regarding it. He was asked and interviewed as followed. What is the position of the Middle Belt Forum MBF on the plan by the federal government to establish integrated farm estates in all the 109 senatorial districts in the country? His response: it is a cattle colony or ruga in disguise. All that this government is interested in is just to acquire land through phony policies for the Fulani. It is another strategy to reintroduce cattle colonies, ruga and grazing reserves, which the people have rejected. Since the inception of this administration, most of the policies of this government revolve around cattle in a bid to acquire land for the Fulanis. We are not against our local Fulani being accommodated and living like any other Nigerian so that they can ranch their cattle instead of moving around causing problems for everybody. However, the policy of this administration refuses to acknowledge and accept the fact that a lot of Fulani roaming our streets and forests are not Nigerians. The government wants to take over our lands and hand over them to these people for their political reasons and political domination. We cannot accept it no matter the way it is presented to us. It is like the president is more interested in the welfare of this foreign Fulani than that of other tribes in the country. It started with cattle colony, ruga, ranching, national livestock transformation plan, recovery of cattle routes and grazing reserves. All these policies were just a ploy to placate the Fulani. Mr. President has refused to listen to other Nigerians. The government simply wants to take over land through every available means for the Fulani, which is what we cannot accept. We in the Middle Belt know our local Fulani. Other communities in Nigeria know them too. Let whatever policy the government wants to bring towards ranching be community-based. Our stand is that the foreign Fulani should be taken back to their countries by revisiting ECOWAS protocols on free movement. It is because the President Buhari has Fulani blood in him that he wants to populate Nigeria with Fulani from Burkina Faso, Chad, Cameroon, Niger and other places. Nigerians will continue to kick against this until Mr. President listens to them. This farming estate in 109 senatorial districts in Nigeria is deceitful. Those behind it are not sincere. It is another way of land grabbing for the Fulani. He was asked again that the federal government's position is that the farming estate is part of the policy to develop agriculture towards boosting food production in the country. What is your take on this? And he replied, agriculture has so many facets, which include animal husbandry, growing of cereal and other are all other parts. And I want to tell Nigerians that this program that is about to be unveiled is designed to accommodate all forms of agricultural practices, including animal husbandry. So what type of agriculture is the federal government talking about? When the government wants to acquire lands, they bring all manners of policies, but Nigerians cannot be fooled. Let the government come out and explain itself. It has been a different type of wine in the same old skin. Since the inception of this administration, the government just keeps changing the nomenclature at different levels and intervals to force this foreign Fulani on Nigerians. But it would be good If the federal government can come out clean and clear on this issue, we are tired of foreign Fulani coming to kill our people. We have tolerated them for too long. It is time for them to leave. The evils they are perpetrating are enough. The fear of Fulani is everywhere. We in the Middle Belt are not in support of the farming estate, as it is a grand ploy to acquire land for Fulani. The land belongs to every community in Nigeria and people know their boundaries. In my Chibok area, if I want to acquire land for animal husbandry, I will have to buy the land. Nobody gives free land because every piece of land belongs to one family or the other. All forests belong to somebody, and then you want to take over that which belongs to one indigenous tribe and hand it over. It cannot work. Definitely, there will be resistance. We are not against the local Fulani acquiring land, and we are not against assisting them to have land in whatever way, but we are against a blanket takeover of ancestral land and handing it over to the Fulani, be it local or foreign. The federal government in the past introduced various agriculture programs and policies that cut across different parts of the country, such the Agricultural Development Program ADP, amongst others. Why then is it difficult to improve on all this? And he replied that the government knows what it is doing and it has a direction which might not be clear to some Nigerians. It became suspect because we told the federal government to address the problem of Fulani first, but the government has just changed the idea of the cattle colony to Ruga, claiming it was not the Ruga that we know before. The British during the colonial rule wanted to settle the natives for the land. The document is still there for everyone to go and check, as they never settled anybody. But today, the government has taken away the land and allowed Fulani to settle there. We have seen it with our Korokoro eyes. If this is replicated in other places, the country will burn. And this is an interview with the National President for Middle Belt Forum MBF, Dr. Bitrus Pogu, where he has said that the federal government just want to, especially led by Buhari, wants to just use some skeptical way to grab land for the Fulanis. That every of their plans of recent, that Nigerians should be wise, because since inception they have come with different types of methods just to force these foreign Fulani people on us. We know their damage, that the damage that they have been doing on the citizens of the country. And he is of the opinion that we are not against the Fulani being with us, but if they must do so, then it should be community based, and not that the federal government enforcing it on them and asking that we give them our ancestral land. Thanks for listening. Good morning.